99 years ago, First World War I wore all the new killing stuff. The use of gas was in the mind but missed the reason. So Solution Austria claimed the Italian used gas, so they had a reason to use it against them, and so the Italian used the gas. The complexity of our universe is X numbers of knots in a string. String theory tries to know by an whole mountain of strng. On string, one rhythm of life, linked in a special way, and it will just be not that one you try to make your advantage of, because it has been said in the past as it has been unleashed in the future by one truth that denies to be used for power. I don't want to live in a society that does these sorts of things. I have no other words, and I see his fear, his knowing what he did, and the cut of the meaning. And the reaction to that: do not be ignorant to one who is giving his life to the benefit of all. Do not look away, please do not. Just some white noise. The last decade of the 20th century it happened what nobody expected, nor even saw coming. It was not even thought that it may be possible. The end without one. What a pity. There was no extinction by Terminators, no killer robots from the future, not even some green, gray or checked alien species showed up, not even a tiny alien. No need to mention terrorism, and a once good guess to name the forces inherent in the world: water, another ice, solar winter, devastating storms, volcanoes, floods, or the unknown or known that orbits around the solar center: meteoroid, asteroids, the killer comet. Nothing so far as could have been seen, and not even AI brought the fall of men. The ghost in the net, it became conscious, but still not more than a Drosophila fly. Still enough it was eyewitness of the new millennium and event. The human race became viral. So why should you endure all that, if you will die in the end? Because you cannot. Human race is the viral gone program. We hate ourselves, the taste of our world. We deny ourselves, our body, our deeds, our wishes, our weakness. We do not even know what we like. We do not know why the pain is paining. We have no mercy with other nor ourselves. We are a copy. We are the extinction of mankind. We are the reboot in the system failure. It seemed to be just fear that make the first lie, that lead to the last. I was no believing in the do not lie. I was just feeling it was not feeling good, and that it is wrong and will not be a solution. But I did not know what the solution could be. If I do not know, he right. The lie is just what humans do. The science told and we did like told. So no God and science says you have to lie to be not out the order. What a lie, for lies. What does the lie makes with us? That is maybe something we should all be really interested, and we could know, if we would see for ourselves. I just does not work. But how to see that today? There is nothing that works. Truth is lost, and I understand. I imagine how it was be of my power to speak against legion of lies, the need to save you from your blindness. Nietzsche, the atheist, he was not. He just killed the god of the men of lies, to make men responsible, and feared the flood of evil that will bring the dam break, the dead god that has been killed 2,000 years ago. 3 as 1. Fancy story and happy smile. The message is you are now safe to sin. It was a warrior that came to fought truth of the Lord. 2,000 years now, you're hanging around Jesus, making him the leader of the blood magic ritual. I do not believe to think that a bad thing to do, and we do that all day in the media. Tell a story about someone and they can't owe a thing about he lie. I mean, no wonder that there is the instinct of fear of the sword. If Islam, a warrior is a warrior that fights for the right, that of his belief and of his heart, he wields a sword for the right cause that is known by the inner truth of the warrior. This is why we are not warriors. We don't even know where our troops are and why. We do not know that we kill and murder and just can't stop to do war, and how they came back and they suffer the PTSD. A psychological name, nice word. It would be more accurate that it is to make one doing and experiencing what is not able to be art of the inner truth of one. This could be like experiencing the no reason of war, the own doing of holding a weapon and do the fearing. There is no need for heaven to break a soul on earth. And there is no reason to call it like it is an illness. The patient is you, and you are going to die for real, and I do not like to watch that, but I have to see that. The suppression leads that we do on both sides of our being accepting pain as normal, and we are ready to do the pain growing. It is a mass industry, big business, like the chickens in the box. The taller ones are just laughing avoid the food out of their own pain. So why should you endure all that, if you will die in the end, because you cannot be what you are not? If you do not believe in you, in what you think, in what you feel, and in what you want, and do nothing of you and do nothing, say nothing of you. WELLL maybe, it is an OTB cogito ergo sum it is more nothing is nothing. I have to note that a little sarcastic tendency is actually in it to fear death and it the way to die. And our fears are just good toward the feared one. It's a good idea to show no real images of pain of war for a reason. You can feel each other, empathy you can call it, or love for someone or just plain, love that is. With the wrong victims you see no victims you feel no sorry you learn to be not sorry. I think it's stupid to do this data mountain of numbers, because it is done for everything collect data about. But the data get lost. Hugo Ball needed to invent a new language to play to find a new one and wrote the experience of doing so as a religious act. It was the 20th century the beginning of what Nietzsche feared to be the worst to endure. He became the false flag, the love of beyond good and evil and the Antichrist that would save the Christ. Nietzsche was the name that would be the name of the European fascist wave, the power of mass and the overcoming of the I. It was the feeling of being not one with the world, that was of so much thought HW to change, that it stopped in 2 wars that made the will to a better world out of the concept the ideas, of the past. There is no poesy they told, the author is dead, there is no learning from history, there is no subject there is objective data. The beginning became the end, this is the case for the Star Wars movies. I was now surprised that there is another movie like this, just it is not so common that it is the second of the first. Now it happened that I see that the beginning is the end of the first, so it was obvious that it was the first part of the movie that I have been already been shown the second part, but nobody told me. Maybe it was not very known or have been forgotten, maybe it is to be here to see it all for yourselves. The Greek named it catharsis, I did not understand, now it can be kasu I just see and cannot have not learned because I recognize it beyond the, just know it. I could protest, feel like an idiot and could laugh about me, old fool I'm. To know this, maybe this was the meaning, the meant to good for all to see, or meant to be available as meant, for all to see, and it without having to believe someone else. There is to be to make it different, the second part is the second part, but it does not need to be. It does not need to be again like this. There is learning, it can be always, we can, I can. And my movie will be mine, but there is more than we can change, than the second part of a movie. Why should we watch movies we do not like? Why we should do it different in our life? Because it is not like in the movies you may think, and well I say to you, I accept that as reason, but can you tell me a story that you would like to live? So if you not even could think one out, why should you have one? I would not know how to begin, because nobody likes stories that are just fiction. To tell stories, that was other people doing so, they thought to be a fee, they believed in teasy thing. And all their funny things still is annoyed to a file the movies with us, just more real and so. Because we are now special and aware of not to be, and to have no free will and to be just not, and be against any right to be, we try to correct simpler things now than our mind, means cutting noses in stone and shape, and wait for shitstorms out of the net. While the land is flooded and we do not see what it means, it has to be more than that. And while the torture reality soaps are now lived there is no reason to go out of the door, in the world so full of dangerous people and minds, it was with the age of the arena that it became rare to tell stories, more to see the life acting in citations like real. For life and death. I mean, well I seem to be fine like this. I mean MSSING next episode of something, what does the city next to you matter, you do not know you Nate poor. So, why missing T next episode? I would say well there would be, but I see that it's just not the real shit if it is next door. We produce thirst. We produce suffering. We are the demon. We can see that, we could see that. I'm part of that beast. And I regret, because I did not see it, there is no evil, there is only us, fighting us, afraid to see the most terrifying evil you could ever see, and you can't fight that one, you have to bear it, to know the true meaning of the apple. Responsibility, love is logic, otherwise it is just not working. The demon inside you, it is only the monster it became, because it has been abolished, denied, lied. It is the punisher of eternity, and we create the next generation in the image of ourselves. A lie, may it be long and hard, be sorry, honor our forefathers, remind the next lives to come, and what we do to us. There is nothing left, it is in the middle, the end will be just the last truth. It will not die. It will not be. The true warrior is not even fighting and stays untouched since his blade become his body. The fight to fight not. What is style of fighting? Dali was nuts, at least it was the best thing he could achieve to be thought of. Every picture asked for his meaning. He told something that he have not painted, but was quite a story to be heard. Now the books write about what he painted, what he told, but he told just because he invented something to the painting, to entertain and to amuse about the question and not understanding. He told them what made him creating another story later, that related to the image and the question about. It showed not the content of the image, but it showed the concept in a former and later and connection between both. He told to use his beards to speak with the universe. A great story. It was a strange beard and a strange message, what he thought the beard is good for. He gave a shit about what was thought, it was just the image to stay, his art and the thought to see, not the words added and to some more meaningless content of knowledge. Understand me or think I'm nuts, it may have been a sad amusement to live this and do that, but it was a mind of its own, like many. And they are what gave our world flavor, meaning, greatness and substance, even in its decay. If you're not following your heart nor your own logic, where do you think that will lead you to?